Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and Android 12 Beta 3 started rolling out yesterday to all supported devices, so if you're in the beta program, you should start seeing the update now. Now, it may take some time to show up depending on if you're using a Pixel or other supported device as well. Now, I'm using a Pixel 5, and on the Pixel 5, it came in at a fairly substantial 541 megabytes. This update includes quite a bit of different changes and features, so let's go ahead and take a look, but first let's look at the build number. And as you can see, the build number is SPB3.210618.013. And in this update, like I said, there's a bunch of changes and updates, and the first thing has to do with the home screen. You may have already noticed some of the folders look a little bit different as far as the overall icon placement, and if we tap on them, you'll just see it looks a little bit different as it goes back. Also on the home screen, the search bar is a little bit thicker than it was in previous versions. There's an additional change as well when you long press on an app. So if you long press, you'll see it sort of breaks it out into widgets where it was combined a little bit differently before. So there's a slightly different look as far as that goes. Now, if we go into the settings on our home screen, we go into wallpaper and style, there's a new wallpaper picker with different style setups. So you can change your wallpaper, of course. You can go to wallpaper colors, basic colors, change this to green. Takes just a moment, and then all of the background changes to green. It will try and match it itself. So you have that option. You have an option for a dark theme here, and you also have themed icons. Now, this is quite buggy in that I've tried it out a few different times. If I turn it on, it seems to work with Google icons. So you'll see if we go back to the home screen, you've got some different Google icons here, and those themes carry across to the camera app as well now. So in the camera app, the theming is carried across there. So if we go into maybe some of our different options, you'll see that we have that bluish color that's already set. So there's a small change there with the camera app in the latest update. Now with the theming, like I said, it is a little bit buggy. So if we go back in and turn off the theming, sometimes it doesn't work. This time it did, but sometimes it sticks until you restart the device. So that's something that's a little bit different. Also, if we go back into the settings, we'll go to home settings. There's a new option for live space. Now, this does not seem to be active yet, but if we tap on live space, you can see at a glance, and it'll show you different things for weather alerts, weather, reminders, work profile, and calendar events. So that's something they've updated as well. Now, also in home settings, you can see there's a new overview suggestions. This was turned on by default for me, and it says show suggested actions and indicators in overview. So if we go to our app switcher or overview, you'll see there's a new icon on certain applications such as Chrome. If I tap on this icon, you'll see I have the option to copy or share. So it's a nice little thing that's built in and just makes it a little bit easier. Now, if we go into our settings at the top, tap on Internet, down at the bottom, you can now see we have turn off Wi-Fi. So that's been brought back. It's down at the very bottom now. So that's something they've updated as well in this update. Now, also, if we go into the settings section, we'll go into settings, and you can see there's no longer colored icons next to all of the different options. So that's been changed as well. And if we go into battery, for example, down at the bottom, you'll see it says battery percentage. All of the different toggles or switches have been updated to match also. So if we turn that on or off, you'll see it matches the theming of the little bluish color here. If I turn it off, it just goes to a gray and black and white overview look. So that's a little bit different as well. Now, if we go into apps, maybe tap on Chrome, you can see the app overview buttons are a little bit different. So now there's rounded buttons around the outside edge of Chrome where it says open, disable, and force stop. That's been updated. So all of these sort of finalized tweaks or changes to the design have been updated in Beta 3. Now within settings, there's some updated options for Google Assistant. So if we go into our settings and then go down to System, go into Gestures, under Gestures, tap on System Navigation. Under Gesture Navigation, tap the little menu options. You'll see there's a new swipe to invoke assistant option. If we turn this off, we can no longer use the bottom corners to bring up Google Assistant. So I think that's a move to help you use the power button to do that instead. Since now when you press and hold the power button, you have the option to go in Google Assistant. So I think this is a move to push you in that direction. Of course, you can keep this active and leave the bottom corners active to do the same thing if you want to do that. So you have the option either way, but you can now turn that off. And also, if you go back, we'll go back to our system gestures here. And one more time, you'll see for power menu, we now have the option to turn off hold for assistant. So if we don't want to go into that sort of Google Assistant holding the power button, we no longer have to. we can get the power button menu just by pressing and holding like we always did. So you can keep that enabled or turn it off, but if it's enabled, you can actually ask Google Assistant to turn it off for you or turn off the phone for you. So that's just been updated with some more options for that. Now back in settings, there's now an option to screen capture the entire screen, including scrolling. So if we press and hold the power button and volume down, we'll screen capture, and you'll see it says capture more. Tap on capture more. It brings us to a new screen where we can select how much of this we want to capture. So we get a nice little magnifying glass there, letting us capture whatever we want. Then we can save it just like that. So we can finally have scrolling screen captures or screenshots. So now we have that option in this update. It's enabled by default and just works as long as you use the power button and volume down. If you don't do that and you go into your multitasking and tap screenshot, that option does not show up. So I was able to bring that up with power button and volume down. Now, if we go back into settings, within settings, if we go down to sound and vibration, scroll down to media, under media, you'll see there's now a new option for show media recommendations. It says based on your activity. This is turned on. However, I haven't seen any recommendations just yet. So this should be coming in the future, or maybe it takes a few days to actually show up. Also, if we go into our rotation settings, this has been updated as well. So if we go into display, scroll down, go to auto rotate. Under auto rotate, you'll see there's a dark option. It's hard to see right now, but it says use auto rotate. It's a little bug. And then also enable face detection. Now, auto rotate has been improved to actually be up to 25% faster. And also with face detection, it says face detection uses the front-facing camera to improve auto rotate accuracy. Images are never stored or sent to Google. And so it can use your face. Maybe you're laying down and you want to look at the screen in landscape or in portrait. It will determine that based on how you're looking at the display also. So that's something they've added in this update. Also, if we go into the app picker, you'll see that the search box is kind of buggy here. Sometimes this works okay, sometimes it doesn't, so it's just a small bug. And if we go into Pixel Tips, this has been redesigned as well. So it looks a little bit different. If you've seen it before, it had a different layout. It's just a small update, but it is updated. Also, there's on-device search in this update that should be able to search within applications. So that has been updated in this version as well. And so that is everything in Android 12 Beta 3. So far, it seems pretty fast performance-wise, but I have had a few bugs like I'm showing you here with the search bar. It's occasionally sort of locked up on me and been a problem, but overall it seems okay. I wouldn't recommend it for your main device though. So if you were wondering if you should install Android 12 Beta 3 on your main device that's critical to work, I'd probably wait until Beta 4 or just a couple of months until the final version releases based off of what they're saying the release schedule is for this. So overall, it's pretty good, but it still has a little ways to go. They'll continue to update it and tweak it and make it a little bit better, but in general, it seems to be okay. Battery life has been not so great today. You'll see I'm down to 71%, and it's 1 p.m. I took this off the charger around 8 a.m. So it's doing okay, but I haven't used it that much, so it does seem to be using quite a bit of battery with this update. So if we go into settings, we'll go to battery. You'll see it does say more than 2 days left, but we'll go to battery usage, and this shows you my usage overall. So home is using, well, 49 minutes and background less than a minute. I don't have the home app open, so I'm not sure what that's all about, but there's some issues going on, like I said. So again, I wouldn't recommend installing this on your main device, but I'm looking forward to see what they're going to do with the final version of this. Let me know if you found anything else though in the comments below. And if you'd like to get your hands on this wallpaper, I'll link it in the description like I normally do. If you haven't subscribed already though, please subscribe. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.